Hello, happiness abounder, and welcome back. As we continue our discussion all about how to curb phone addiction, I want to dive into our habits and our routines because I think one of the biggest things that holds us back from being more in the moment, being more present, and which is usually the thing that everyone says is like, yeah, I'm addicted to my phone. I want to be more present. I want to be more in the moment. And I think the thing that holds us back from that is it has become such a habit to reach for your phone when you feel uncomfortable. Now, I've talked about this before, probably about 100 episodes or so ago, about how if you're in an elevator and someone gets in, what's the first thing you both do? If you have a phone, chances are you get on your phone, right? And I know I'm guilty of this too because it's that weird, like, okay, I'm getting off the next floor. I don't want to start a conversation. It'll be 2 seconds long. So now I'm a little uncomfortable. It's kind of awkward that I didn't say hey when they came into the elevator. All right, I'm just going to get on my phone. But all those thoughts happen almost instantaneously. And all I feel is the discomfort. And so I look at my phone. And when we do that, that becomes a habit. Now, when I'm in the elevator, I'm on my phone. How about when you come home from work or you come home from something and you go sit on the couch? What is one of the first things you do? You pick up your phone. When you are working on a project that feels pretty big and maybe you don't feel like you know how to knock it out of the park yet, you've come to a part you don't quite understand or you don't quite know how to address, what do? Do you reach for your phone? You start scrolling on social media? Do you start playing a game? What are these things that you do to take a break from feeling uncomfortable? And what is the impact of that? Because sometimes it's not to take a break from feeling uncomfortable, it just becomes a habit. And that's what I'm getting at. You come home from work, you sit down on the couch. Sitting down on the couch is the trigger to pick up your phone. Now, I know that a lot of my listeners, you may be a parent. And you may have your children wanting to engage with you, but because you've sat down on the couch and you've picked up your phone, maybe that's not happening in the way that you want it to happen. I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. I'm not telling you how to live your life. But I do know that I get a lot of questions about how can I be happier? And how does my phone play a role in keeping me from being unhappy? And it truly is. It takes us away from the present moment. It takes us away from feeling our emotions. And it starts us creating habits that aren't helpful to who we want to become or aren't helpful to our happiness. Plain and simple. So as we look at routines, first and foremost, I want you to look at your routines. When do you pick up your phone? And when do you pick up your phone subconsciously? When do you pick up your phone without making the conscious decision? Now, yesterday's episode 446, I spoke about a few phone hacks that you can do to make things a little bit more of a conscious decision, starting by turning it black and white, turning off your notifications, etc. But you still need to be aware of when you're reaching for it, when you don't necessarily want to reach for it. So those things can be good indicators after you've picked it up to be like, oh yeah, I didn't want to be on my phone, and put it back. But I want you to first pay attention to those habits and those routines that you may have picked up and determine which ones you want and which ones you don't. Now, that said, there's a few things you can do specifically to help you not be on your phone and to curb that phone addiction. And I'm going to wager a guess here. The two most addictive times on your phone are first thing in the morning and last thing at night. In bed. I'm gonna wager that guess that is when you are on your phone the most. And I wager that guess because that's when I'm on my phone the most. That's when my husband is on his phone the most. So I'm gonna wager that is the thing. And that is morning and nighttime routines. You have integrated that habit of picking up your phone as part of your morning and nighttime routines. So a few things to help curb that, which I think is one of the easiest and biggest blocks of time in your habits and routines that you have some phone addiction. So, first and foremost, Keep your phone away from your bed. Most of us have a nightstand, and our phone charger is on that nightstand, and the phone goes there, and so it's an easy reach across to hit the snooze button, which we'll get to that in a second, on my phone, pick up my phone, start scrolling. So first thing you do is keep your phone away from your bed, meaning put it across the room, put it in another room, put it somewhere where you have to get up out of bed to get it. And then when you do not go back into bed. Because then once you are up, it's like, okay, I need to get started with my day, I need to brush my teeth, I need to shower, whatever it is. And you're less likely to spend 2 hours in bed on your phone before you start your day. Might even be able to get a little extra sleep because of that too. So keep your phone away from your bed to negate that nighttime or morning habit of being on your phone. And at nighttime, once you're already in bed, you're not going to want to get up and put your phone away. So it's an inconvenience to have it far away from you. So I recommend, sure, be on your phone at night, but then put it down and then get into bed. Because you're going to be like, I'm tired, I just want to lay down. And you'll have to put your phone away and then actually lay down in bed and go to sleep. And you will start to cultivate a new habit and routine in your night or your evening and your morning around use of your phone. So that's the first habit routine to watch out for and first thing to do. Keep your phone away from your bed. Okay, second thing, buy an alarm clock. Here's what happens. We set alarms on our phones. I set an alarm on my phone, and I push snooze or I turn it off, and then I have the phone in my hand. What happens? I start looking at all the notifications. I start looking at all of these things, and now I am now in phone mode in my morning, air quotes, routine, because it's not really a routine that I want. It's a routine that I have created subconsciously. So by buying an alarm clock with maybe a backup on your phone, and if you put the alarm clock in another room or across the room, you have to get up to turn that off too. So it's really this like away from you thing, but then an alarm clock isn't as engaging as your phone. So you can get up, go about your day, and then get your phone if you want to. Now I know a lot of you are going to say, well, if the power goes out, my alarm clock doesn't go off. You can have a backup in your phone. But as long as they're both across the room and you hit the alarm clock, you then figure out, okay, make those conscious choices and then go for your phone, hit the alarm on your phone and go about your day. It's just one more stopgap, one more step to keep you from that phone addiction in the morning routine. Second, do not multitask. Now this one is not morning or nighttime routine-esque. It is more of that like sitting down on the couch, watching TV, looking at your phone. It's really hard to be present and in the moment, understand what's fully going on if we're multitasking. And when we multitask on our phone with stuff that doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense or isn't the most important, then we're missing out on the important things because we are multitasking. So be really cognizant of when you pick up your phone, when you don't, how much time you're spending on your phone, and when are those routines and habits hindering you versus helping you. And if you are multitasking, why are you multitasking? Put the phone to the side and focus and pay attention to what's going on around you. And you may just find you're a little bit more present, a little more focused, and a little bit happier. So stay tuned tomorrow as I talk about how you can put the phone to the side and what reconnection can look like to continue to help curb that phone addiction. So that said, I'm going to leave you with that today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you can watch where you use your phone and put it on the other side of the room. And above everything else, remember, you are capable of happiness abound.